fitness is like food and fitness are just intrinsically connected, right? Like you can't alter your body composition, you can't gain muscle or lose body fat or like support your athletic goals without having the right nutrition, right? So I think that like they just have this really deep connection. And even though food is a dire part of the fitness industry, there's like a whole other side of food that isn't in fitness yet, right? Like the artistic quality of food, the cultural quality of food, the historical part of food. And there's just so much of food that just isn't being integrated into fitness. I think that if we could make food more enjoyable, and bring some of that knowledge and some of that understanding and some of that culture into fitness, we could maybe make it more accessible, because people, could feel like it was something that was culturally enriching them as opposed to like restricting them. I remember just like always being in the kitchen helping them out, and my parents were always really good about making like home cooked meals with fresh ingredients, fresh vegetables, good sources of protein, all that. So yeah, I was definitely in the kitchen able to get some of those skills at a very young age. If you understand how to do simple things like sear a piece of fish and like roast vegetables and develop sauces, like all of these things can just really elevate healthy food as well, so that you don't feel like you're sacrificing something. It's just food that's good for you and you have the skills to make it taste really good. Anything in life, if it's like truly meaningful, I think you have to like put a little bit of effort in and understand that it's like the process is what makes it great, right? And like good food is good when you enjoy the process of making it. And I think the same thing applies to fitness. Like people that are fit love the process of what it takes to be fit, right? They love the process of training and like the process of just putting themselves through, really hard work and dieting to like get to a certain body fat percentage or whatever. They're like addicted to that culture and that behavior. So,
well, what advice do you give to people like maybe like me who kind of are hesitant at first? They're just hesitant to really get into their training regimen or even approach a trainer, right?
Yeah.
Or, like, what kind of advice do you give to someone who's wanting to maybe go down the path that you've gone? But
I think the big part of that is just appreciating and respecting where everyone is on their journey with fitness, and understanding that not everyone has to be like a super high level, bodybuilder or athlete to be accepted into the fitness community, right? Like, and kind of easing people into it, right? Like, there's just no reason to kick someone's ass their first time in the gym. And I think that's the problem too, is like, as a trainer, like, like if someone comes to you and they're like, I want a six pack and I want to lose 50 pounds, what is needed as far as like exercise and diet to make that happen. But you also have to weigh that against like how likely the individual is to like follow through, and to like give them more realistic expectations. Building muscle in general from like a metabolic standpoint is very helpful to people for like weight loss, which is like one of the big things that is like the fitness industry should be trying to fix, right? It's just like the obesity epidemic and just the general like lack of physical activity that people are behaving with now. And I just think that if you could get people to build a little bit of muscle, they could eat more, and more of their calories would be allocated towards that muscle because their resting metabolic rate would be increased by that. And that's kind of like my approach. Is like, I'm like, dude, if I can gain 30 pounds of muscle, like I can go eat a cheeseburger and a beer, and not like be overweight because of it. And I think that's the more important part of fitness as well. Is like, you could have the perfect program, right? But it's the execution. It's understanding why. It's the context. And I think that's missing a lot as well. And it's like a recipe, right? You could have the best recipe for apple pie, but then like you put a freaking half cup of salt in there instead of a half tablespoon, and then you freaking put the temperature to 450 instead of 350, and all of a sudden you have a dog shit apple pie because you didn't execute the recipe right.
yeah.
And then one of the main components is progressive overload, which is the fact that it has to get harder for you to continue to get better, right? Nothing changes when nothing changes. And I think that's one of the key things that a lot of people that hire a trainer don't understand, is that, you got to put an extra rep on, or you got to put some more weight on, or you got to decrease the rest, or you got to do an extra set, or you got to do an extra day, or you got to do more cardio. Something has to get harder for you to continue to progress, right? It's like in a video game, like getting from level 1 to level 10 is relatively easy, but getting from level 10 to level 35 or something is like exponentially harder, and you have to do more work to continue to level up. It's like I always say, consistency over intensity, right? If you can consistently show up and do okay job, that's better than, you know, going ham for 2 weeks and then completely giving up because it was too hard. Like most gyms, like if everyone that got a gym membership showed up on a consistent basis, it would be so packed that people would be shoulder to shoulder, right? So like the industry is based off of like feeding off of people's like insecurity about their bodies. It's like, oh, I'm gonna buy a gym membership and that's gonna fix everything. And then like the industry itself, like business plans are built off of people buying a membership and then not showing up, you know? And like I think that's ridiculous. And I just like, so I would like to see, when I say that I want it to be integrated into general population, I'd like to see it be something that the general population can easily, consistently stick to and make it a habit.
For anyone that's just like watching this channel or looking at your Instagram or just kind of learning about you, I think, what do you think? I mean, obviously, your combination of food and fitness. What makes you Zach? What sets tEnAciTy apart from every other channel out there? What's your kind of your philosophy on who you are that makes you special?
Well, I think like I'm really accepting of people, you know, like wherever you are in your fitness journey, like I love you for trying and just getting in there and doing what you have to do for yourself to make you feel better. And also just the fact that I want more dimensions in fitness. I think that's what sets me apart, is that I don't want fitness to just be something about your body image. I want it to be enriching culturally. I want you to feel like it's making your life more exciting. I want you to feel like it's just giving you happiness as opposed to just sacrifice.